Hey guys, thanks for joining me today. I'm Spiguyver, this is Spiguyver Backpacking, and I'm out here today to talk with you about a newer product that I just received, and it's a new headlamp. So a while back I was contacted by Olight, and they asked if I would do a review on a specific flashlight, and after looking at it I said, you know, I pretty much am only going to do reviews on things that I think I would use, that my viewers would use. And so I declined, but I said, hey, you guys have a headlamp that I really think I would like. I'd like to get a chance to test it. And they said, no, I don't think we want to do that. We like to start people off with this flashlight. And I said, well, appreciate it. If you guys change your mind, you know how to get a hold of me. And so about 2 weeks ago, they reached back out to me and they said, hey, the headlamp you wanted to review is no longer available. However, there's a different one that we think would fit your needs and that your viewers would like to see. And so I took a look at it and I said, you know what? I think that is one that we could work with. So why don't you send it to me? We'll test it out. And so, disclaimer up front, it was sent to me free of charge. I did not pay for this. List on it is about 70 bucks. So I'm going to show it to you guys. We're going to talk through it. This is just a first look. I've gotten a few times out using it, but I don't have extensive use with it. Following this, there will be a follow-up video where I do a little bit of comparison, and we'll talk about that as we get going. But I'm going to go ahead, since I'm out here, I'm going to get some coffee going. I'm going to get the product out, and we can sit here and talk about it. So let's go. All right, so I've got some coffee going right up here, and actually the wind is blowing so hard today that I've got that really light carbon fiber lid for it, and the lid keeps flying off. So I actually had to put some rocks on top of my pot in order to weigh it down. But I've got that going right up here. Check on it in just a bit. But I wanted to show you guys the product that I was sent to review. So this is it. So it is a combination of a flashlight and a headlamp. So this can come out of this little setting that it's got here. What this is the Olight H1R Nova. Now I've seen a couple of people review this one. I've seen people review the H1 as well. The difference between the H1, H1R is this one is rechargeable. That's what I really liked about the other one that I had asked if I could review, which was that it was rechargeable. Now it's rechargeable while it's being used, which for me I thought was kind of a game changer. If you were going to do some serious night hiking, a lot of the headlamps have like a 4 to 5 hour window, and if you go higher on the lumens, you go to the high setting, it gets knocked down maybe an hour and a half, 2 hours. Well, if you want to go out and do some serious night hiking, you may want longer. You may be out for 7, 8, 9, 10 hours, who knows, depending on what it is you're doing. And so this actually gives you the opportunity to charge it while you're walking, while you're out there hiking. So you can use it and be charging it at the same time, as long as you have an external battery pack that you can hook it up to. Now, the actual recharging port is on the end here, and it's magnetic. So it's just a magnetic connection, which is good because if you were to snag it on a tree or something as you're out hiking, there's no chance of it actually getting ripped off. It's just going to pull away, and then you just reconnect it and you're good to go. So let's talk about the settings that this thing has. So it has 6 settings. It has a moonlight feature, which is 2 lumens. Then you step up to the low, medium, high, and then you've got a turbo, and then you've also got an SOS setting. It comes in a box just like this. So it comes in there and it's got a little felt bag that it gets stored in, and it's got the recharging port, all of that stuff in there, along with the instructions. So let's talk about the different brightnesses. So it has like I said, moonlight setting, which is 2 lumens. Low is 15 lumens, and that can last for 20 hours. Medium goes up to 60 lumens, and you've got 5 hours on there. High is 180 lumens, you get 100 minutes. And then if you really need something bright, you kick it up to turbo, and that is 600 lumens, but it only lasts for 30 minutes. I'm sorry, that only lasts for 3 minutes, and then it kicks down to high for an hour and 20 minutes. So, real easy to use. On the top, it has a push button, and that push button is what turns it on. Real easy. Right now it's in low, and you can cycle through medium, low, medium, high. 2 pushes gets you the turbo. Let me turn it off. And then if you hold it for 2 seconds, it comes on in moonlight. So, real easy to use. And if you press it 3 times, it gets you into the SOS mode. So, really cool little form factor. It's a small form factor. It actually is very comfortable on the head. And because of the way this sits, you can actually adjust it up and down real easy as you're walking. Last night I was out on a night walk, and I wanted to adjust it more down towards my feet, so I turned it down. And then a little bit later, I was in an area where it was more wide open. I wanted it out a little bit further, so I turned it up a little bit, and it went out there, no problem. I've had no problem with any of the features of it. It works really well. So let me show you some of the things that come in the package. But first, we've got hot water. So I'm gonna go ahead and take this off of here, blow this out. And I'm gonna get the water mixed up with some coffee. All right, so I made up some coffee. Oh man, that's the G7 coffee. So that's what I've been using a lot lately, is the G7. Just got it in my Tokes 550, little cozy I made up on there. And so the Jiva cubes were horrible. G7 is kind of my go-to. I know a lot of people commented and mentioned the Medaglia d'Oro, which is what Shug uses. While I've used that in the past, if you mix it up a little bit too strong, it becomes very molasses-y. And for me, that's something that I didn't really care for about it. So I've kind of moved on from it. In a pinch, it still does the trick. All right, so I showed you guys the headlamp. Now I told you that it was removable out of here. It's real easy. You just kind of grab this little tab there, pull it out, and so now you've got this little flashlight that you can use, you know, however you want, wherever you want. But without all the accessories, it's a little bit less useful. So here is the little bag that comes with it. Here is the charging port. So really cool little charging port here by Olight, and I'll show you how it connects. So here's the flashlight. Look at that. I didn't even have to touch it. It attracted itself on there. And so now you just plug it in. Now, the one thing I do wish that they included was a longer charging cable. So if I've got this up on my head and I'm wanting to charge it and I want to run it down over the back, this doesn't make it down anywhere near where I would want my my battery pack to be to charge it into. So what I'm going to have to do is get an extension, probably a 2 to 3 foot extension, to plug this in so that I could have something in a hip belt, have it up here, run it behind, down into the hip belt to charge it while I'm hiking, and that's for any night hiking. But I really like that it can just kind of come on and off, no real effort involved. It finds itself. It's pretty cool, works really well. The other piece that is included, other than, you know, like the little storage bag, so they've got this little Olight felt storage bag. It's got the instructions and stuff in there, but it also comes with this clip. So this clip can go onto here, and then it can clip into like a pocket or onto, you know, zipper, wherever. Another place I found that it works actually pretty well is on a backpack strap, a shoulder strap, or the sternum strap. You can hook it on there. So if you were wearing a hat like this and you didn't want to turn it around, because really with a hat, with a baseball hat with a brim, you can't really a headlamp sits up here and this blocks it. So if you flip it around, you can have it here and use it just like normal. But this also gives you the opportunity to clip it onto your straps and have it just kind of go wherever you're facing. Now, it's not going to turn with your head like it does when it's on your head, but it's a cool little option. Now, there are a few differences between the H1 and the H1R. I've got the H1R, and the R stands for rechargeable, which is the obvious difference. Now, the H1 can use a rechargeable battery. However, you have to take the end off, take the battery out. It's a CR123 battery, so you could get the lithium-ion batteries or you could get the rechargeable ones. With the rechargeable ones, you've got to take it out and get a special adapter that actually goes on both ends of the battery to charge it. So this allows you the opportunity to just snap that on the end, magnetized, bang, it's on there and it's charging. Now, it does come at a penalty. 2 small penalties. You go from right about 49 grams to about 55 grams with the rechargeable one, so it's a little bit heavier, and the run times are actually significantly shorter with this rechargeable one. So whereas at the 180 setting, you can get like 2 or 3 hours on the H1, you've got 90 to 100 minutes. It says 100 minutes. I've seen some reports that it's like 90 to 100 minutes with this one. But you do have the opportunity to charge it while you're using it, so I think that offsets it pretty well. I have taken it out on several night walks. I'm not going to say hikes because it wasn't in the dead of the woods. And I will say that for most of the walking, hiking that I've done, medium mode, which is 60 lumens, has actually worked out really well. It's been bright enough for me to see what's going on, and then in those times where I really need it, I can bounce it up to high. And if there's really something I need to see, just double click it, get it to that turbo mode, and now I can see with 600 lumens out there just shining. Now, this is available in 2 different brightness or whiteness choices. So you either have cool white or neutral white. Now, neutral white, if you're out buying LED lights for your house, it is the softer white, the more relaxed setting, the a little bit yellower, orangey type tones, whereas the cool white is that bluer, more piercing type of white. I went with the cool white. I've seen both the cool white and the neutral white. What I will say is the neutral white picks out colors a whole lot better. It makes the colors more real and more pure, whereas the brightness of the cool white kind of washes out the colors just a little bit. So that's a difference. If you're interested in making sure the colors are true, go with the neutral white or natural white, whichever it is. The cool white is going to give you a more piercing brightness, and that's kind of my way of explaining it, but that's what it was. Well, guys, I'm going to sit here, enjoy this hatchling. Beautiful day. It is windy. It's steady state about 20 and gusting up to about 35 today, so really windy day. I've got a nice little canyon down here, little trickling waterfall right down here, and just a beautiful setting. So I'm just out in the park behind my house, kind of wandered off the path a little bit. Got some areas that I know I can go to find a little bit of seclusion and just kind of get out and relax. So that's what I'm going to do. Got a nice cup of coffee, and so I'm just going to hang out, relax. Thanks for checking me out, guys. If you guys have any questions about this headlamp or anything else you guys have seen on here, shoot me a comment, leave it down below. Make sure you like this video, share it with your friends on your favorite social media sites, and as always, I will see you guys down the trail.